and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to if you're new. I'm one of your hosts, Mars,
And I'm your other host, Astro.
and today we're talking about Amazon's Red, White, and Royal Blue that released back in like 2023.
Based
This
on the book of
movie,
the same name.
yes, is based off of a book. They're actually making a sequel of it, and I can't wait to watch it. But this movie, for those who haven't seen it before, it follows two characters. One, Prince Henry, I believe is his name, and Alex, who is the son of the president, who is a woman, so clock it.
Clock
I
it.
wish. It follows the two of them throughout the story. It's kind of an enemies to lovers kind of story, so if you're into that kind of thing, this movie is for you. And if you watched
And I
it, you
am
probably
not.
watched it because of the enemies to lovers.
No, I didn't. I don't like enemies to lovers, but I
But
enjoyed
you like this
this.
movie, so I mean, that means you like the enemies to lovers. So I think that requires some
No,
inward
that's not.
reflection. Yeah, I think that's a
No, I
reflection
don't
of
like
what you
enemies.
like deep down
I
inside.
don't.
I've
No,
seen your, I've seen
absolutely not.
your Wattpad. I've seen your Wattpad.
What about my Wattpad?
I've seen your AO3.
I don't have an AO3. I don't even know what that is,
It's a lie. Yeah, you know what AO3 is.
but I don't have one. Why are you lying? You see, you just telling
Why
stuff.
are you lying about the smut I've seen you reading? Anyway,
Okay, but I don't like enemies to lovers. So
I don't understand why not. Because you
because
do.
enemies to lovers is just so weird to me. Why would I go from hating this person, loving this person? That doesn't.
No, I
Mm-mm.
see it. It's fair.
But I enjoyed this, so
Yeah, this is part of our LGBTQ Pride Month,
lying.
Pride Week thing. It doesn't really have an official name, and it probably won't ever have an official name. But there are this watching a movie for each letter in the LGBTQIA plus acronym, and this is our second bi movie, with the last video we uploaded being appropriate behavior. That was for bi women, and this one is for bi men because we're inclusive like that.
Yes, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yes. So, like I said, this movie follows Prince Henry and Alex. Alex is the son of the president, and it follows their relationship as it grows from being one of discontent and kind of hating each other to a loving, thriving relationship. Now, if you haven't seen this movie, even though it came out 3 years ago, and you don't want it to be spoiled for you, I would stop watching here and go watch it. I believe it's free on Amazon, so.
It is
And then come
with
back
that.
once you're done if you want to hear us yap about it. Because from here on out, it's going to be spoiler heavy. You have been warned. With that being said, do you have any initial thoughts about this movie? It looks like you took notes.
Ooh. My initial thought was the fact that, let's see, before I even started the movie, I was like, I think it's gonna be cute, right? And then I started the movie, and my initial thought was, oh, this is going to be super gay. This is going to be gay on gay on gay. I'm here for it. I could not wait to see this relationship blossom. And then my initial thought that when I realized it was the enemies to lovers trope, I was like, oh my, because I don't like enemies to lovers. I just find going from hating the person to automatically loving them, but you're not really hating them. You're kind of just discontent with them. I don't like that. I'm like, if you're discontent with me, you're discontent with me for life. Like, I don't care. Like, we're never gonna be lovers at the end of the day. But I really, my first initial thought was, I thought it was gonna be really cute, and then it was enemies to lovers. I was like, oh, this is gonna be annoying. But then it wasn't, and I was like, I'm pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed this movie. I am very surprised how much I enjoyed it, because again, I don't like that trope. So for them to do it, I think they executed it pretty well, in my opinion. How that trope is supposed to be like in my head, not how other people. Because some people be having people bully them. I mean, straight up calling them names, throwing them into lockers, and I'm like, and you love that? I mean, I'm not gonna yuck no one's yum, but like, I just can't imagine going from you shoving me to a locker to us in bed. Like, that doesn't compute in my head. Mhm.
But people are just kinky, and it just
No,
turns
like I
on.
said, I'm not gonna yuck your yum. Like, if that's something you enjoy, you like, I think it's called like a degradation kink. If you enjoy that, you enjoy that. But me personally, nah, it's not for me. But yeah, my first impression was that I was pleasantly surprised. I was very surprised, and then I also cried in this movie. So we gonna get into that when them parts happen. But
I still don't
like,
understand how you cried, but I don't
I am
understand.
a very sympathetic crier.
I don't take you as a crier. I wouldn't expect you to cry during movies.
I cry a lot. I just don't tell people I cry a lot because I don't want nobody making fun of me.
Well, now everyone knows.
No, well, now everyone knows, but don't make fun of me because then I'll never shed a tear ever again. And I will be putting a note to not do that. I could just show my bodily functions, guys.
Well, for me, when I first watched this movie, it was back in February during Valentine's Day. I first watched it. And,
This year?
yeah, this year.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't watch it when it first came out. I don't really know why. I wanted to. I've wanted to watch it ever since it came out. I think I don't like some movies. I don't like watching alone, so I didn't watch this one alone. And I just need someone to watch it with, and it took 3 years for me to have someone to watch it with. So yeah, but I went in with high expectations. I don't know. I came off of Heartstopper, and I was like, I want something that's like part of the trifecta because there's White and Royal Blue, Heartstopper, and Young Royals. That's like the trifecta. There are others, but so yeah, I came off of those. I needed to complete it, and I finally watched it. I somehow avoided spoilers for 3 years. Also, that took skill.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't get any
Somehow
spoilers for this movie.
didn't get nothing. I'm like, really? And I don't think it's the lack of like it wasn't there. It probably was. I just was not paying attention. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
a
don't know.
theme.
That being said, I'm also not really on the gay side of any social media.
Oh, yeah.
I skim it. Like I have a few creators. I'm like, oh hi, like keep me informed. But like I'm like viewing it through them. I'm not like in the trenches.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm an observer. But all that being said, when the movie opens, right, or whatever, when they're at the wedding, okay. First of all, I don't think you understand how upset I would be if my cake I got for my wedding, my $20,000 cake for my wedding was ruined because if I'm the bride, because my brother can't keep his fists straight and is fighting people, and then the entire cake falls over, and you ruin my wedding. You owe me. I would be so pissed.
Honestly, me too. I was like, Alex over here talking about this could feed like so many people, and I'm just like, well, it didn't even feed the people theirs.
You know, I fed the rats in the trash.
You know, I'm like, it fed nobody at the end of the day, so I don't know what you talking about. Like, you ruined a perfectly good cake. It's not like he didn't have a point, but like the point became mute when you just knocked the whole thing over. I was like, okay, I guess you're gonna feed the rats that now.
Yeah, and because of the whole altercation, whatever, they're forced to like pretend to be friends. What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
It's one of the tropes in romance books that I read a lot. It's like a trope within a trope, like forced proximity. It's either this person had like maybe the wrong address and that's also their home, so you guys are together in that home and you can't break the lease yet, you have to wait, and you guys got the wrong, like something like that. This forced proximity is them having to be forced to be friends because somehow they still had to end up in the same room together. And I guess in terms of the author, she didn't know how to make that as natural as she can. Well, she made it as natural as she can because honestly, that's probably what will happen if like the son of the president and then the prince of a kingdom, they get into a little altercation and everyone thinks, oh, they're pretty bad, and then everyone's just not liking them because they look pretty bad for each other or whatever, and they look pretty bad to each other. So it wasn't unrealistic. There's a lot of things in this movie that I was like, that's kind of unrealistic. Like the fact that there's a woman president of the United States, I was like, really?
A woman president from Texas,
From
a Democrat,
Texas.
with
I was very confused. I'm like,
with a Hispanic husband and a mixed son. That
I was very confused. I was like, this is a gaggle fuck of fantasy.
this is what the world could be like, and it's just not.
It could be like that, but this is a gaggle fuck of a fantasy. I'm like, wow, you really pulled out the freaking fan fiction for this one, huh? And at the end, when they flipped Texas blue, I was like, that will never happen in Wild. I'm like, this is so fantastical.
You don't know. We might see come November. Who knows?
Anyway, that will never happen. I mean, it happened to Georgia though, and I was very surprised with Georgia in real life. But I can't see Texas, girl. I can't even see Texas flipping green. I can't even see Texas but red.
Texas used to be blue, you know.
And now it's not.
But yeah, so I liked that. I liked that. It made sense for like PR. It's like no, they're just friends. They were being rough with each other. You know, boys will be boys. You know what
Yeah,
I
I really did enjoy that. I'm like, yep, make them be together more.
mean?
That's exactly what you're supposed to do because they're supposed to be in close proximity to each other all the fucking time. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah. And then they go off and do their own and they do their thing. They do their thing. I would say I don't think the film wastes too much time. Like there's a lot of like will they won't. I don't want to say will they won't they. It's like
No, there's none of that at all. It's more so like as soon as we know he attracted to him,
mhm,
that that film hit the ground
yeah.
running. I was
Like I
like,
think after the hospital scene is like
yeah,
it was like yeah.
because they finally had their heart to heart. Because he asked them, because okay, so so we're getting ahead of ourselves. Okay, Alex does not like Henry because at the Melbourne Climate Change Conference, he looked at him. He did not say hi. He just looked at his attendant and he says, "Get me out of here." And Alex was offended by that. So from then on, he did not like him. Henry does not like Alex because he realizes that he has a discontent towards him. And so when they were at a hospital and they were like visiting children at the hospital. This is part of their PR stunt to appease the public of their relationship as friends or whatever. And there was a pop that went off in the hospital. And so Secret Service shoved Alex and Henry and the equivalent of Secret Service for Great Britain shoved Alex and Henry into the closet. And Alex was on top of Henry, which, okay, we love to see that.
Oh
And
my
then that's
god.
when Henry asks Alex why he doesn't hate him, why he hates him. And then Henry clarifies to him, he was like, I didn't say get me out of here because of you. It was a lot going on at that time. His dad just recently passed away. And so he was just like, I said I need to get out of here to him. And, he's apologized to him for that. And Henry was just like, this has to be more. Like, that can't just be it. And that was the only thing Alex was really mad about because Alex was just like, it was my first time in the political light. And instead of like offering a helping hand or something like that, you kind of just dismissed me. I kind of felt dismissed, which was a fair feeling to have. But also, Guy's father's just died. He going through a lot. I don't think he could have a helping hand because he could barely help himself at this point. And so he apologized for that, and they kind of reconciled within the what is it, storeroom, whatever. And then the Secret Service came in and said the pop was a firework, and they neutralized the threat. And I was like, "Did you kill a kid?"
They did not kill a kid. They did
I
not
was
kill a
like,
kid.
"That would be dark if you did." Nah,
They
they just took it.
or something.
Yeah, they just took it. It's like neutralize, okay.
You're so dark. You're so dark.
But like, I'm like, I hear neutralize the threat, and then the first thing you said, a 5-year-old popped off something, so we neutralized the threat. I'm like, so you killed a kid? Was that what you did? No, they didn't do that. They probably just took his toy.
Yeah, I think Alex was like I understand being upset over the situation, but to hold it to that like high of a regard and to like this like have this much not like to not like him that much because of that one interaction, he needs to get over it. Like a
No, for
little bit.
real.
It shouldn't be it shouldn't like get in the way of things where you're fighting at someone's wet. You know, it just
You know, but he also kind of pictures like says Henry is very privileged and he's very privileged. He's very snooty and snobby and
I
whatever
don't think
else
he's
he
that
said.
snobby. And also Alex is very privileged too.
Yeah, he
And
got that way.
it's later addressed in the film, but he's privileged too.
Yeah,
Like,
he is. He actually became very privileged when his mother became president, and even prior to that, I would call the middle class in America. I guess a little bit middle class, but he was still very privileged. He wasn't unprivileged.
when they're not middle class anymore, he flew a PJ
Yeah.
to London.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't remember what happens exactly right after the closet scene. Is that where they're at the party or something?
After that, Alex actually invited Henry to his New Year's party. He says, "You have to come," and Henry was like, "No, no, no." He was like, "I would take no for an answer." And then after that, Alex goes back to school, and Henry acquires Alex's number, and they start doing their little cutesy like texting back and forth, basically flirting with each other. Like,
They are really
I'm like,
cute. It's so cute.
y'all kicking y'all feet, twirling your hair, like you all want to flirt with each other, like, and there was a scene where they were on the phone and he was telling Henry that America has this tradition, and we do, where we pardon a turkey for Thanksgiving. So this is around the Thanksgiving whatever time, and he's telling him like it's a weird tradition, but it's a tradition. And I told him that they shouldn't set the turkey up in a hotel room because that's what they do. So they put the thing in my room. And Henry was just like, so why are you calling me with this? Because it's 3 a.m. where he at. And he was just like, because I need someone else to hear me about it. And so they get to talking. I like this thing that they do whenever they're having their conversation. They have the person materialize in whatever area they're in. So so he materializes in his bed and they start talking to each other. And he says that he's like basically a little bit of an insomnia. And Alex is just like, oh, eventually they're doing they're not saying, no, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you. It's more so like, well, the only way you can get me off this phone is if you click the end button. Like, it's very cute. Eventually they do end their phone call though.
They're so flirtatious.
They are. And
with your friends.
You don't. I don't do that with my friends. I be like, bye.
Let me see. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the midst of him talking to Henry and stuff like that, he actually runs into that reporter guy. Because I hate him too. Because Alex does go to college. I don't know what he goes to college for, but he does go to college. And he had relations with this reporter guy. He's like a journalist or whatever. And he's talking to him. You can tell that they had some sort of relationship going on with each other. You can tell. Because he makes it very clear. He starts speaking to him in Spanish. Side note, I'm going to be honest with you. I sincerely thought, don't come and judge me, that Alex was actually half, specifically, I thought he was half Pakistani. I don't know why.
Wait. Okay, there's two big giant buckets to unpack. First, he looks very Hispanic. Second, and more importantly, how did you say that word?
Pakistani. Sorry.
It's not how it's just not no.
Isn't he from Pakistan? Pakistani? That's not how you say it?
No, people from Pakistan, they're Pakistani.
Why did I say Pakistani?
It's all right.
Pakistani. That makes more sense than whatever. I thought he was half Pakistani. I'm going to be honest with you. This is prior to me realizing that he spoke Spanish. This is prior to me looking at his last name. This is prior to everything that I knew about this man. And then he spoke Spanish. I was just like, so is he Pakistani that just knows how to speak Spanish?
Why would he be speaking Spanish?
Listen, people know multiple languages. Just because we don't, that don't mean the other people don't.
He is. I don't know who he is.
Anyway, yeah. So I didn't know he was half Hispanic until this moment. Did I feel like a dummy? Yes, but that's beside the point. Okay, I thought he was Pakistani. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Anyway, they're having this flirtatious conversation, and he told him. I don't know what he told him. They said it in Spanish, and I didn't have the subtitles on for some odd reason. I was like, I sat there like I understood Spanish, and I was like, let me go back and see what they said to each other. Because I was not paying attention. But anyway, he was being very.
Dude was like really sour that the relationship ended.
Yeah. Alex was just like not having it. Eventually they did end their conversation, but I think what happens later is indicative to how this journalist feels, but whatever, we gonna get to there. Anyway, so Alex, then we're at the New Year's party. And Alex invites Henry, and he has his party is like apparently the biggest of the year. I think at this point his mother's been in office, because his mother's been in office about 4 years at this point. Like their election is literally this year, the year that's coming in. So his New Year's party is thought of as like is the biggest of the year, and so he invites everyone who's anyone, and Henry comes, and so Henry and him were talking and bonding. Now this part is really funny to me because as soon as Alex is taking away you're alone, boyfriend, that's not my boyfriend.
Insane.
But yeah, Alex is getting drawn away by this girl who I was like, get off of him. You're on Henry's boyfriend. And
yeah.
I know, but like in my head, they're already together. So at this point, they're already together to me. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I was like, yep, this is. As soon as I saw them at like, because I didn't look at any of the promo. I didn't look at nothing. I just went straight in, not looking at nothing. As soon as I saw them in the beginning, I was like, that's your boyfriend right there, isn't it? That's going to be him. Anyway.
They're on
the poster. That's fine and everything. But I did not know that was Alex. I'm gonna be honest. I was not looking that deep into the poster. I really, when I tell you I go into something blind, I'm blind as blat. I don't know what's happening. And so he getting dragged away from this girl from him, and they kind of like, you can tell like throughout the night they were like still like looking at each other and talking to each other. They start playing Get Low, and he's over here. He was like, did he quoting the lyrics, because you know our lyrics tend to be very vulgar. And Alex was like, this is the sin of my childhood. I started dancing too. Not even gonna lie. Not even going to lie. I was like, get low to the window. Listen, but tell me you weren't dancing in that part.
I was not. I know the song, but it was never when I bopped to.
All right, I'm leaving.
I don't see the issue.
Anyway, I'm leaving. Hey guys, I'm done. I'm leaving the podcast. Goodbye.
No, you see, the thing is, Asha loves it here, so she would never leave.
Anyway, so they dancing, and then as people are getting low on the ground, there's this slow moment where Alex and Henry are looking at each other, and it's a very I may like this man kind of moment. Like they're looking in each other's eyes, and then people get up. And then they're just like, it's 10 seconds till midnight. And as the countdown goes down and hits 1, Alex kisses like 2 women. Well, Alex didn't kiss nobody. They kissed him. This man is drunk off his knob. He said he was drunk since Christmas. And I know it was like he was kidding. I believe him. when he said that, I was like, I believe you. You look like you was drunk since Christmas. So he started kissing them, and Henry is distraught. He leaves and stuff like that. And Alex wants to go fight him, right? Right. So Alex finds him under this tree, this big tree. And Alex is just like, hey, what's wrong? He was just like, oh, nothing. And he's clearly sad. And so Alex was like, did I do something wrong? And Henry, if I remember the conversation correctly, Henry was like, no, you didn't do anything wrong. He was just like, well, it just seems like we were having a nice time in there. You could, come back inside. And he was just like, I can't remember how it happened, but Henry calls Alex the biggest, pretty much an idiot. And he goes over and Henry kisses Alex.
Very bold, by the way. Very bold.
Very bold. I was very shocked that this happened 30 minutes into the movie. I thought this was going to be drawn out. Much in the way of what Walk With Me was, where it didn't feel like they were drawing out things. This also didn't feel like they were drawing out things. Like they were extending things longer than necessary.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, I didn't watch the movie alone when I watched it, so I'm not allowed to pause and add my commentary like I normally do. But I remember I wanted to pause. I think I reached to try and pause. I was like, there's no way he just did that. There's no way he just did that. Like, that's insane.
It was.
I would if I somehow did that, I would think right after I would evaporate and I just wouldn't be there anymore.
I would be kicking my feet. If I was a person getting kissed, I'm kicking my feet. If I was a person that did that,
I'm like, I might actually also run away. Like the pure shock is like, oh wow.
And be like, oh, you like me? That's crazy. But if I'm the one doing it, no. I'm evaporating.
I'm doing it. I'm disappearing. My name is being changed. I'm moving to a different country. It's like
exactly.
Yeah.
And so after Henry kisses Alex, Henry walks away, and Alex is just like, very much so that Mr. Krause like, what just happened? And so after that, Alex tries to text Henry multiple times. Henry sitting over there acting like he ain't just do what he did. I was like, sir, what are you doing? And so Alex still asked him. He was just like, are you coming with me to, or are you going to be there for the prime minister or whatever gala they had going on? It was something that was happening at the White House. So he asked Henry if he was going to be there. He still didn't respond. This man is not responding to him. And it comes time during the prime minister thing. Alex is looking for Henry, right? I feel like I skipped something in between. But anyway, Alex is looking for Henry. He looking left, right, and center. He goes to the front where people are coming in, and he's looking for him. And so, but as he's looking for him, the journalist guy from before, the one that clearly still has feelings for Alex, comes up to him. And he's looking at him, and he's talking to him. Now, Alex is not paying attention to anything what this man is saying. He is focused on finding Henry, and they're talking. Henry steps in. He's still talking to the journalist guy. The journalist guy asks Alex, my bad. Yeah, he asks Alex. He was like, I saw that you had a plan to flip Texas blue. You wrote a proposal or something like that, because Alex had written a proposal for his mom and his campaign, because his mom's campaigning this year for a plan to flip Texas blue. And the journalist asked him for that. He was like, yeah, blue, Texas. Because he was so focused on Henry. And he walks over to him. And he says to Henry, we need to talk, whatever. And so this comes back later. That's why I was talking about it, because this journalist guy is sleazy. Listen, he's a journalist. He's doing his job. But at the same time, like, you gotta hate this man.
Yeah. Also, like, he has ulterior motives. He just wants to talk to Alex because he likes that man. And he's, like, a bitter ex. Like, same thing with the
They weren't
other
even
movie.
together.
Like, I feel like it was probably just like a one night stand kind of thing, but like, you need to move on.
No,
You
for
need to move
real.
on. I know it's easier said than done, but come on, man. Come on. The next sequence of events I found to be hilarious, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
When they meet when they pull Henry into the other room and Alex kisses Henry back, right? And then their aides or the security guards bust in while they're doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember being so, I don't know, like, I laughed. I honestly laughed. I found it so funny. I was like, oh my god.
I almost
Guys,
skipped that scene because secondhand embarrassment for me is really, really hard to watch. But I almost skipped that scene. And I was like, I should watch. I should go back. And it was actually very funny because they pretended that they was not doing what they did. I was like, you know what? Y'all was balls to the wall. I don't think I could say that. Y'all were to the wall, like to the windows, to the wall, like the song said. Like, and then they come out and they're talking to each other, and Alex tells Henry to meet him in his room, and they do, and they're doing their thing. And Alex asks Henry, when did you start liking me? And Henry was just like, Melbourne conference in Australia, the same conference where Alex started hating him. He was just like, they were complimenting each other. He said he had the prettiest eyelashes he ever seen. He does have some pretty eyelashes, which I was like, yeah. I kept staring at them in the movie. Just like, man, they're like curtains. Like, what's happening? And Alex said how handsome he finds Henry. Now, me personally, I don't find Henry that handsome, but you know what? We ball.
I do find him handsome. I think he's
do
handsome.
not.
I think you just have bad taste. I think you have poor taste.
I find Alex handsome.
I can see that, but I find Henry more handsome. And you're just wrong.
I know you would.
Moving forward quickly. Okay, so
Right.
I'm having some technical difficulties. If we just, how do I do this? Technical difficulties. Oh, look at that. The camera disconnected. Wow.
Wow.
Microphone just, oh my god. Oh my god. You see, people, while Astro is getting their technical difficulties under control, I don't really know what's happening. We're supposed to be on point. But without being said, all that aside, ignore their face, please. Henry is the more attractive person, in my opinion, and my opinion is correct. But moving forward, you know, they're in.
You're wrong. I've never heard something more wrong in my entire life. You're wrong now, but you're wrong now. But you're wrong
Okay,
now.
if I'm wrong, say I'm wrong in the next 1 second, and I didn't hear it. So
anyway, now out of the frame of Mars out here talking some bull crap. Anyway,
I'm talking bull crap.
So anyway, they start talking and stuff like that. So and Henry invites him to his polo match, and I thought this scene was very funny because Alex was like, I don't know how to play polo. He was like, well, you won't be playing. You'll be at the sidelines watching as my guest. He was like, okay. And so he comes to his polo match. And I like this scene because he's playing his polo match and they go side by side. They play the polo match. They meet in the polo store shed and they start doing their thing in there too. They're kissing each other and everything. And then they come out the polo match. They come out the polo shed and they adjusting themselves. And I was just like, not in the cover of Day, girl. Yeah, I think the main thing that actually helped them was the fact that they had that PR thing where they were just like, they're just best friends. Because, you know, history tells us that whenever there's a same-sex relationship, they're just best friends. Anyway, I put in my notes very funnily, in my opinion, that they're both 6 foot, but they look 6'4", and they do. They're only 6 feet tall, though. That's beside
only as if 6 feet is not tall as frick.
6 feet is shorter than 6'4".
Yeah, but both of them are mountains above you, so.
You know what? You keep throwing shots at me. I don't know what I did wrong. I just had the correct opinion that Alex is more handsome, and you over here throwing shots at me.
If you want to be misguided, that's you're entitled to that, to your incorrect opinion.
Anyway, so after the polo match, they leave, and why am I drawing a blank? What happens in the movie after that one? Do you remember what happened? They leave
it's like isn't it like a montage of them like meeting up when they can and kissing and stuff?
Probably why I draw a blank. And then eventually Alex is trying to convince his mother's like campaign basically to do his plan and going to Texas and flipping it blue. And their whole thing is to keep Alex out of some trouble or whatever, because you know the first thing he did was toppled the wedding cake that was $20,000. So they're trying to keep damage control. And Alex says to them, well, to his mother, he was just like, well, if you just read my plan, you would know what the plan is. She eventually does end up reading it, and she tells him to go down to Texas and do his plan. Basically, he starts registering new voters. What I can infer from his plan is he registers new voters. He gets the word out there that to vote, and all his efforts doesn't go to waste, because he does end up getting because he wants to do 1 million new voters. He does end up getting that million, but in the midst of them doing in the midst of him doing this campaign run that he's doing for his mother, he's emailing in 2023. He's emailing Henry and
To be fair, I also used to do that, to email. I used to do that.
You know what? I can't knock it because I've never done that, and I don't know what's
It's
the
an experience.
I don't know what's the appeal of it. I mean,
I think the last time I did it was like a few months ago.
Okay, you know what? That's I guess fair. So he's emailing Henry back and forth, and they're talking about how much they love each other and dirty things, and it eventually it leads to Alex. After his successful run in Texas, Alex invites his friends to, like, I think it was like a house they had down there or something like that, like a lake house or whatever. In the lake house down there, he invites his friends, he invites Henry. They start chilling in the Texas sun. One of the things, though, because they always say this in books, Henry said he wanted to keep this casual, right? And he said he didn't want anyone falling in love with him. He didn't want Alex falling in love with him. And Alex was just like, get over yourself. Anyway, on this vacation, Alex ended up confessing to Henry that he was in love with him. I was like, of course you did.
And you also forgot the part where they had like full on like relations, like.
Oh yeah, they went to Paris after that. Yes. After that, what was it? After the campaign and everything, after they ran the campaign, he does end up going to Paris, and they end up having a full blown X
with an S in front of it.
X with an S in front of it.
They truck.
It was funny. That scene was so funny to me because
funny.
Henry said, "I think it was funny because Henry said, let's make love." Who says that?
He's British. No, he does say that.
First thought too, I was like, who says that? People gotta say it, but he was just like, I mean,
no, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna steal that. That's my new thing.
Anyway, we corny. Okay. No, I thought that happened after the thing, but it makes sense that it happened before, because then what happens after the thing in Texas is different. So anyway, at that point though, they should have known that. Wait, hold on, back up. At that point though, Henry should have known that, because he said the words "make love." So I'm very confused why Henry
making love with someone doesn't mean that you love.
And then you don't say make love.
He's British though. That could be like part of their lingo. I don't know how our cousins across the sea do.
There are so much I have to unpack with what you said. First of all, I don't know them people. Second of all, you know who they are.
Yeah, hey, you probably had some British friends or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have any British friends. Never met a Brit in my life.
Well,
anyway, yeah, I thought that part was funny. But yeah, they had a very intimate, and it was such a loving night with them two in the bed in Paris. They were in Paris. Things rich people can do, I swear.
Just that's why you said the city of love, because they're in the city of love. Is what you say to your bros when you go to Paris.
I thought you said inwards in Paris.
Who's a what?
Inwards in Paris.
You have a sick mind. I don't know why you're thinking
wrong.
I know exactly what it is. I'm not uncultured, but to think I would say that on the recording, I would have said that.
Anyway, so they had their relations, and then they go back, and then Henry and Alex goes to Austin, Texas, and he does this little why are you sending hearts? He does this little a campaign thingy, and then they're celebrating it, and then on the water, it was murky water. Let's make that clear. It was murky water they was on. Alex comes out to Henry because he's sunbathing for some odd reason. He's sunbathing in the sun because I feel like Henry needs to be inside, but whatever. He's sunbathing, and Alex tells him, he was like, I think I'm falling in love with you.
He doesn't even really need to finish it though, because Alex oh, I need to tell you something. I think I'm, and then he gets the falling, right, and then Henry gets up and runs away.
Yeah, he jumps in that water. I was like, okay, don't think I'm falling in love. Prior to that, though, I forgot to say, because it's a very important moment in the movie, but I skipped over it because of how accepting his parents are. They're just so loving
No,
and stuff
oh
like
my
that.
god, when Alex comes out to his mother,
Mother, and I wanted to cry too because I was just like, she held her baby. He was like, I'm in a relationship, and in the relationship, the guy I'm in a relationship with is Henry. And so she calls the White House staff or whoever, and she's just like, we're gonna need some pizza. And they start talking, and it's a very, very sweet moment where his mom was like, God, I should have done the talk for both genders. It's my fault for assuming, my bad. And then she's trying to get him, make sure he's protected. He was just like, oh my God, mom. And she was like, I just want to make sure that you're okay. And eventually he does come out to his dad, and that's why they're at the Austin house, because his dad invited all of them there, including Henry, his boyfriend. Well, this is not exclusively his boyfriend yet. They're still very casual, apparently. Not to me, but to Henry. And so his dad said something so funny. I wrote it down because he said he was surprised. Alex was surprised that his dad was very much so accepting, and that he was just like, I thought you were gonna go all Catholic on me or something like that. And his father said, have a little faith in your old man. You're talking to the patron saint of gender neutral bathrooms in Austin, you little like, hey Yoko Daddy. It was so funny. But yeah, back to Alex and Henry. So Alex and Henry jumps into the water before Alex even gets to finish his sentence saying that he was in love with him. And he swims away. And then the next scene, they're together in the bed, and Henry packs his things and he leaves. And I'm sitting here, I'm confused because I'm just like, first of all, if I was Alex and I saw he did that, I would talk to him that scene next. Because I'm like, all right, what's good? What are you doing? Why are you running away? Like, what? I would be so confused with what you was doing. Like, you clearly heard me talking to you. Like, why are you running? So Henry goes back to England, and he tells, so the only people that know about Henry and Alex is the Secret Service, Henry's sister. Henry told his sister. She's more accepting. She's like, and he tells her who he's with. And Alex only told the Secret Service, and there was one other person that knows. I think it was like Nora. That's her name?
Nora, I think it's her name.
Yeah.
And then also, because when they first like hooked up, the people walked in. That was funny. The his aide like walked in
Yeah.
on them. It found Henry hiding in the closet. So
Yeah.
they know, and that was funny.
Yeah, it was real funny. She was like, because she was like, where is she? Where is she? You hooking up with someone on this campaign trail? You in Austin? You doing the biggest thing for your mother's campaign? You can't keep it in your pants for one night. Finds him in the closet, and she was just like, so that's not a she, man. How? And this is a prince. How long this been going on? And
Why is there a prince in their closet?
and he was just like, it's been going on for a while. I mean, he was like, how many people know? And that's when they told her how many people know. And then she tells him, she was like, we can't like have you guys be seen together because it may ruin your mom's campaign because people. And so she says to Alex, she was like, you gonna get your butt up, she doesn't say but she said, get your up, you gonna get ready in 5 minutes, meet me in the lobby, and you are going to go out in a separate way, and you two and I'll be seen together, and if I see you in this room again, I'm going to hightail your butt out of here, your highness. And she leaves. She's a trooper. I love her to death. Like, that's one of my favorite characters. So anyway, Henry, back to the scene where Henry just leaves. So Henry, he's in England. He tells his sister that he calls it off. And Alex is back home. He's wondering what he did wrong. He was like, he won't talk to me. He won't answer my calls. He won't answer my texts. I just feel like I feel like something was wrong. And so it leads Alex to eventually go to England to confront Henry, because if texting and calling don't work, at least I have the money to go there. I really wish I had the money to go to a star-crossed lover thing, but I don't. I barely have money for groceries. Anyway, so Alex goes to England to confront Henry, and Henry is telling Alex, we should end this. He was just like, I don't want to end this. He was just like, I'm here telling the man that I love that I don't want to end this. I don't want us to be over, and you won't. You're over here trying to. They get into a huge fight. He was like, you're over here trying to end us, and Henry is just like, I'm part of the crown. I'm the prince of the crown. I cannot be in a relationship with a man in this way because it will never really be accepted as part of the crown. This is not the tradition it's supposed to go. And Alex tells Henry, he was like, if you want me to leave, you're going to have to tell me to leave, because other than that, I'm not leaving. And and Henry was just like, you know what? Don't make me say it. It was like, you're gonna have to tell me. And Henry said, you know what? Actually, follow me. I want to show you something. Right now, this was very odd to me because I was just like, I thought you were gonna tell him to leave. Oh, should have heard the relief in my stance. I was like, God dang, thank God. And so they leave out the back door. I didn't even know whatever palace this was had a back door. It had a back gate. He had a key and everything. I was like, you just sneak out of here? That's crazy. And then he goes to the museum that steals everything, and he's walking through the halls, and
Would you would you call it?
the museum that steals everything. And so, am I wrong?
I mean, no, but that caught me off guard.
Anyway, they start walking through the halls, and Henry's telling Alex a story on how he used to go there with his father. Mind you, his father has since passed. He's like, I used to come here with my father all the time, and I always wanted to take the person that I loved here to see this, right? And I always thought that we would dance in the halls and stuff like that. And so, honestly, I thought Alex was gonna play Pop That. He didn't. Listen, if you're a two windows to the wall person, I do not hold it above you to play. Anyway, he plays. What song does he play? It was like, it's not. Is it Falling in Love? Yes, it's Falling in Love, but it's not Elvis Presley's version. It's someone else's version.
It's a good version.
It's the good version, yes. And they start dancing with each other, and it's so cute. This is the scene that made me cry, by the way. I kept telling Mars that this movie kept making me cry, and I guess because the reason why it made me cry is because Henry tells Alex, he was just like, I want, when they write me in the history books, for you to be included in my story. And it made me think of all the people who've come before others who've never had that chance to have their true love really be included in their stories. And it made me cry and emotional. Okay, I was a very emotional wreck in that scene because it was just impactful to me. Okay, leave me alone. So they're dancing with each other. They go back. They have relations again, and they're sleeping in the same bed. And so Henry assures Alex that he will fight for this relationship for as best as he can. Right. So Alex
they trade the jewelry.
Yeah. So Alex trades him because Alex keeps on his neck the key that he has to their Austin home because they're from Texas. And Henry trades him the ring that he keeps on his pinky finger, which is, I believe it's like his family ring. So they trade jewelry with each other. Very cute moment. And so Alex goes on their plane and he goes back home. Now we're in a little bit of Henry's perspective because Henry goes back to his place, right? I'm not sure if it was that morning or maybe the next morning. Hold on.
I believe it was the next morning because they wake up to it.
Yeah. So it was like, you're right. It was like the next morning, Henry wakes up and his sister and a bunch of other people are in a room, and Henry steps out and he's just like, what's going on? Everyone turns to him, and I was like, oh crap, here's the climax. I was like, here we go. Who outed them? I'm like, who outed them? Anyway, Henry's sister comes to him and she was just like, your relationship with Alex was aired out. Alex's emails was hacked, and they saw all the messages on his inbox, which is why I was like, why are you emailing him in 2023? But then Mars decides to interject and says, I used to do that. But anyway.
On Outlook also, not even on Gmail. On Outlook, I used to do that.
Child, y'all couldn't text.
So not on Gmail. Recently on Gmail. Like,
anyway, you know what? Maybe an email is more secure or whatever. But anyway, so Henry figures out Alex's email was hacked, and all the stuff they was telling each other, whether it was dirty or otherwise, whether it was sweet, all aired out to the media. And so Henry is now on lockdown. They have confiscated his phone. They have confiscated his sister's phone and laptop, his laptop and his phone, so they can control the media or the buzz around Henry being gay. Basically. Meanwhile, back home, Alex is on the booth working. He's just like, I gotta tell the public, basically. He gives a very impassioned speech, I should say. Not before figuring out that the journalist was the one that did it. That journalist guy, the same journalist guy we were talking about, he was the one that got Alex almost in trouble for saying that on the record, he says on the record that he was had a plan to flip Texas blue. That's what got him in trouble in the first place, and they end up going with his plan anyway, which the journalist wasn't wrong about, but Alex confronted the journalist and was just like, you a jerk. He didn't say that, but he said, you a jerk. and I don't want to talk to you no more, basically. And now this emo stuff came out because I don't know how the journalist hacked him or whatever. He was just like, I just have my ways or whatever. And so the journalist actually wrote his article literally, I believe, like it was like they said either 10 minutes after or before the entire thing dropped. It was after, right?
It was not that long after though. They're like the news people are like, so how did you have time to read through all 72 emails plus the text and write your article?
Yeah, and he was just like,
And he's like, I
I
have
have
my
my ways.
sources.
Exactly. And so Alex is mad, and now Alex has to do damage control in the States. So he says to the press, he says, yes, he basically confesses, yes, Henry and I are in a relationship. Yes, we are together, and we were outed not on our own terms. Eventually, when we feel comfortable, and when Henry and I feel comfortable, we will come out, or we will make our relationship more public, but this was against our will and an invasion of our privacy. And I said, per clock it, because it was. That was nobody. He basically all of us said that was nobody business but ours. So I don't know why everyone else is making it your business too, because it's not like they was online with it. So word. So Henry does watch his speech, but Henry is still on lockdown in this palace suffering. And eventually Zahara, I think her name is Zahara, right?
I
That's
think
the
so.
that's the
That's
attendant of, yeah, that's her mother's attendant. His mother's attendant. Basically what happened was he goes in the room, he's lovesick. Zahara can't stand it. She's like, gets out her little phone. She tells the other attendant, I forgot what they called him in England, but he tells the other attendant, obviously we didn't know they was messing, but she was just like, I can keep secrets better than you. That's why you never knew. And so I forgot what the other attendant's name is. So she on the phone with him, and she was just like, if you do not go over there and give Henry this phone, you will never see me naked again. And I was like, go girl. And we're now back in Henry's perspective. And in Henry's perspective, he gets the phone from his attendant, and he gets on the phone, and Alex says, baby. And I cried. I love love, okay? I love love. That's why I love romance so much, because romance makes me cry. I love crying. I don't know about you, but I love feeling things.
I'm a crier, but like you're crying over nothing. Like it's cute, but
It's
crying.
not crying over nothing, bro. It's not over nothing. Listen, chat. Don't pay attention to Mars.
Oh, so now you're stealing my vernacular.
Chat. Don't pay attention to Mars. Pay attention to me. Okay, I am an empathetic, sympathetic crier, and I feel like I'm being attacked right now. All right, I'm being attacked by this person who is not a sympathetic, empathetic crier like I
am sympathetic and empathetic, and I don't like how my character
muting me like I'm not right.
I don't like the way my character is being portrayed on the internet, because everyone who knows me knows I'm a caring, loving individual.
Anyway, I cry.
I love love so much. I love it so much, you know? And I also love romance, but it's just crying over that one thing. All I am saying is that it's a little overkill. And
I'm saying that it's not overkill because the way I think is I'm not thinking of the word itself or the moment. I'm thinking of the moment and what that word and what everything means in that moment. That's what I'm thinking of. That's what overwhelms me. Now, I don't know what Mars is thinking of talking about overkill, but yeah, anyway. Muting me, mind you. Moving on.
I can't even mute you. I don't know what you're just talking about.
Anyway, moving on.
That was a cute little cutesy little ting. It was really cute. They said baby, and in this moment, because you know, while all this is happening, Henry's brother and I think this is his grandfather are being the most irritating. I don't want to say vile. His brother is being vile. The grandfather, not so much. But they're both getting on my nerves. They both getting on my nerves.
Especially Philip.
Philip got my nerves so much. In the year of our Lord 2023, we can have someone who is not into women. It's okay.
It's okay, Philip. It's fine.
He's out here acting like it's the 17th century.
But when Alex asked, like in the earlier scene, he asked him who knows that he's gay. He was just like, I think he said his mother doesn't know, or she probably knows but won't say anything. His sister, she told him. I mean, he told her. And then his brother, he said his brother's very oblivious. So I feel like his brother felt like he was blindsided, and I'm just like, there's nothing to be blindsided about. Why are you so angry? He's just so angry at him. So Alex actually decides, he was like, you know what? I'm coming to England because Alex is not on lockdown. This ain't got nothing to do with him. He was like, I'm not on lockdown. I can go on a plane to visit you. So they go on a plane. He goes visit him, and he goes to hug Henry, and it's so cute of a moment where they're in the stairway and they hugging each other, and Henry is playing for Alex. And eventually, as they're together, the attendant comes in a room and they said, the king wants to speak to you, both of you. And so they go into the room and you see Philip there. He all snooty or whatever. And then you see Alex's sister there. I mean, Henry's sister there. I keep getting Alex and Henry confused. I feel like I flipped them.
How?
Okay. Listen. I know one is much better looking than the other, and it is Alex. Anyway.
It's what? It's who? It's who? It's who? Come again? Like
Alex.
Come again? Like
Alex.
Like, let's just get you out of here, okay? You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. Okay, we can agree that it's Henry, and we can move on.
Alex. Anyway, we can
agree that it's Henry, and it's okay. It's okay that your taste is not to perfection.
Anyway, so it's Alex. So anyway, they go into the room, and Alex and Henry is now confronted with the king, and the king is basically telling him, like, he says something, and I don't remember specifically what he said, but
Henry asks him if he's seen the messages, and he's like, yes, I've seen the messages, and it's clear that you two love each other. And he's like, but this isn't something that you can like take back, like, because they're talking about like going public with it. And he's like, you can't take it back. There's no telling how they'll react. He's making the point that the public will like have some kind of backlash over the fact that the prince likes men.
Yeah. And then, so one of I think their attendants come in, and he's whispering at him. And the grandfather, he tries to usher them out of the room quickly. I mean, this man looked like he was hiding something. And Henry's sister, she goes to the window and she looks outside. She was like, what's going on? My God, Henry, come look at this. My attempt at a British accent. And so the grandfather was just like, no, stop there, go to your room, stop. And Philip was just like, I feel like if Philip got more screen time, he would be a bit more sleazy, because he's over here like, grandfather, stop this down. And so Henry goes to the window, and all you see is pride flags everywhere. I mean, people are cheering. I mean, people taking to the streets, child. They are out there going at it. And it's such a beautiful moment to watch Henry and Alex look at all their people who support them. And they're about to step on that balcony, and Henry's grandfather tells him, he was just like, you go out on that balcony, there's no going back. And Henry was just like, then there's no going back. And they step out on that balcony and they wave to their supporters. I was like, that's what you do here.
I know that when it's revealed that there's a bunch of people outside, that made my heart warm. It really did. That spoke volumes to me. That resonated with me. I was like, oh, that's beautiful, because the grandfather and Philip were over here talking about how the public will reject them, and it'll be this whole big thing, and they're gonna hate them, and this and the third, and then just to see that it's all based in nothing and dumbfounded, and to see that the public is loving and accepting, because as people should be. It was just beautiful.
Another fantastical thing, because everybody's not loving and accepting.
No. I feel like, okay, Britain is going pretty rightward, so maybe it's a little fantastical in that sense. But, we see Pride happen every year. We're in the middle of Pride Month right now, and there are a plethora of people who genuinely don't want people not to have rights.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't even be politics.
It should literally just be human rights, but whatever.
Literally, I mean, I've seen videos. This is a little bit aside, but I mean, we're in Pride Month talking about a gay movie. I've seen videos of politicians arguing whether X, Y, and Z groups deserve rights. Why is that a debate? If you're debating whether someone deserves rights, I want you politician watching this, you should be out of office. Because what do you mean X group doesn't deserve rights? Does that sound right coming out of your mouth? That aside, it was beautiful, and
another scene in which I cried.
Okay, that's the one thing I'll let you cry to. That makes sense. That
Shut
makes
up.
sense.
I will cry to whatever I want.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That one thing right there makes sense.
Anyway, so they go wave out to the supporters because I'm done listening to Mars because they're keep muting me.
I don't do anything. You just want to silence the voice of a gay man during Pride Month.
Dude, my name is not Mars. Anyway, so now as they realize they got a whole plethora of supporters in Great Britain and England, they go back to the States. Now in the States is they battling something they battling something different, okay? Their mother, his mother, Alex's mother, is trying to get reelected back into office. She's trying to get back in that office, girl. And their plan is contingent on, you know, it's all this electoral vote stuff, which I still don't quite understand. I mean, I understand how it works in terms of how much points people get, but I don't understand how it's divided by state really like that. And since they're going to change the voting laws anyway, I might as well research that.
Different states get different amount of
I know
votes, so that's why.
I don't know what determines the amount of votes that they get.
Population?
I don't think so. I think it's something else.
It's population. The number
something else nefarious. They just
the number of electoral college votes that a state receives is based on how much population it has, and that's why the number of votes each state gets changes, which with each census during each turn of the decade.
Anyway, something else nefarious going on. So she has the least amount of she has lower electoral votes than her obviously running mate or whatever, not running mate, opponent. And so she's right now preparing her speech. Alex walks in the room and she right now preparing her speech, and it sounds like she's trying to prepare her like her
lost speech.
She was like, I lost it. Like, she had no faith in Texas flipping blue out. Oh, girl. She was just like, I'm writing the speech now, no matter how much work Alex did in Texas, and he did do a lot of work in order to get people out there to vote. But no matter how much work he did, she was just like, she had no faith in that. So he goes and he's talking to Henry in the hallway. He was just like, I saw my mom, making her concession speech or whatever. And it sounds like to me that she was accepting defeat and whatever. And then all of a sudden, you hear in the living room, my God, she won! She flipped blue! Mind you, I was like, wow, that'll never happen. But okay.
It could happen.
The room. Don't know. They run into the room. They cheer. They're laughing. They're like, yes, Texas is blue. God bless, and everything else like that. And at the end of the movie, right, Alex and Henry, they go to Alex's Austin home, and Alex gives Henry a tour of his middle class freaking Austin home, and Henry steps in and he was just like, wow, you really are middle class, aren't you? And he was just like, shut up. like bro, I was just like, way to flaunt your privilege, Mr. Alice boy. And that's how the movie ends, and it's really cute. Now I will address the fantastical things that happen in the movie sans Mars. 1, Texas flipping bill. 2, there was another thing that happened that was fantastical.
And she can't remember. Look at that.
Girl. I can't. But everything else about that movie seemed factual to me.
I really enjoy this movie. I just love it. It's fun. It makes you feel nice and warm inside.
It does. Yeah. I like how they didn't like I said, I like how they didn't drag out them getting together. It was literally the first 30 minutes of the movie, you hit the ground running. I was like, okay, we getting into this. Thank God, because I'm tired of things getting dragged out. I am not a slow burn type person. I'm also not really fast person. I need that healthy in the middle where I don't feel rushed into this. I feel like this was a healthy amount of time for someone to actually get into something with someone. This is what I feel like that's what Walk With Me did as well. It felt like a very good amount of time for them to actually eventually end up being together, because we saw how their relationship was building throughout the entire movie. We saw them on the phone together. Them having that heart to heart in the closet was really the catalyst to Alex realizing, maybe this guy can be my friend. Probably not knowing that he was going to be more than a friend or whatever. Obviously not. But, we saw their relationship building, so it didn't feel rushed when it happened to me. But yeah, what about you, Mars?
Yeah, this movie will always have a place in my heart. I feel like the fuzzies that you get watching this movie is the reason why I just couldn't watch it alone for the first time. I feel like I just needed someone there. There are a few things like that. I also enjoyed the pacing. I did. The movie made me feel highs, it made me feel lows. It hooked me, I was hooked, and I feel like it's not that hard to hook me, which speaks volumes about a previous movie we watched. Yeah, because it's not that hard. It really did. It made me feel, and I resonated really with Henry because I'm not bi, so I resonate more with Henry, and I don't want to say I see myself in him because I'm not rich. I wish I was rich. Let me be rich, please. God, let me be rich.
If I'm
But
rich, no one got to worry. If I have Elon Musk level of wealth, you're just gonna have to shoot me, quite frankly,
he's a trillionaire
because
now.
I did something nefarious to get that. Yes, that's why I'm like, I did something truly nefarious to get that. You're just gonna have to
Yeah,
shoot me.
he's the world's first trillionaire.
That is ridiculous. I don't think people really can conceptualize $1 trillion. I can
It's a
barely
lot of money.
conceptualize $1 trillion.
I know it's so
That's like
much.
that's not even a lot. That's an astronomical amount of money.
That's an
I was like, ooh,
excessive
that's
amount.
rough.
Trillionaires should not be possible. It should not be possible. But
It shouldn't even exist.
it was a good movie. I don't remember what I gave this movie. I don't remember. And if I check my
Well,
phone, I
I'm
can't
giving
remember.
it. That's fair.
I think
I'm giving
probably
it
anywhere
a
between a
solid.
7 and an 8 out of 10.
I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10. I was
So
gonna say like 8.5, somewhere around there.
yeah, I agree. That's a good metric. Now, where do you think it belongs on our beautiful tier list? For context, at the top of the tier list is God tier, followed by Almost Masterpiece. In the middle is Not Good, Not Bad. Below that is Watchable, and at the bottom of the barrel is The Worst Thing That I Ever Saw.
I think it belongs because it feels not right to put it in not good, not bad. I think
Oh
almost
yeah, it's
masterpiece.
definitely above there. Yes, I agree. Almost Masterpiece is perfect, and I hope the sequel gets either Almost Masterpiece or God tier. It better be good.
Yeah.
It better be good.
I think if
Yeah.
when they release a sequel, it's probably gonna bump up the first one to God tier because then them together is just gonna be probably really good. I will say I would put it in God tier, but Alex's acting sometimes took me out of the movie a little bit because he acts like a Disney character.
I wouldn't mind putting it in God tier. It is a really good movie.
I'm gonna say almost masterpiece. We'll keep it there.
Almost Masterpiece it is. I have to make these tier lists. I know that you really enjoy watching it. I knew you would enjoy watching because I really enjoy this movie. Do you have any final thoughts on Red, White, and War?
Again, Alex, please stop acting like a Disney character. I kind of want to see you in more things. My other final thoughts is Alex is the pretty one.
So Astra had to go, scheduling conflicts, Wi-Fi issues, the whole 10 yards, or the whole 9 yards. So that aside, my poor co-host is
I'm
unable to
right.
out. She's unable to finish this video, and it's okay. So I would say I really enjoy this movie. I love it. I enjoy watching it. It's definitely something that's perfect for Pride Month. It makes you resonate with it really, really nicely. Henry's actor, I love him. He's also in the recently released Master of the Universe movie, which did not do too well in the box office, but it is a good movie, and I believe at least the big reason why that movie didn't do well was because Jared Leto's in it, and we all know that when Jared Leto's in it, he curses the movie and it flops. So I blame
Because Jared Leto, if I remember correctly, he's a predator.
I don't know if he's a predator. I know he's weird. I know he's weird on set. I know
That bro be doing some nefarious stuff. I don't know why
Maybe.
nefarious is my favorite word today, but he be doing some stuff.
If you want, I can do a deep dive on Jared Leto and research him and find all the things he's done, and we can talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I am so upset that Masters of the Universe flopped because Nicholas, I cannot pronounce his last name. I think it's like Galzette or something like that. Who's Henry's actor? He is phenomenal in the movie. He truly acts his heart off, and he does a great job. And I will say, Jared Leto, as much as I do not like that man, and I do not agree with him, he did at least do I know he did the voice acting for Skeletor. I don't know if he actually physically acted for him, but he did a good job. I will give him that. And that's all the grace I'm gonna give him. And I'm so upset that movie flopped because I do believe it was good. Perfect? No, but
I
it was
heard
good.
it was actually really good.
It was. That movie is the kind of movie that it's good, and the people who go and see it will thoroughly enjoy it, but it's going to have problems getting people in the seat, mainly probably because of Jared Leto. And also because I don't know, He-Man fans, Master Universe fans aren't I don't even know, but I enjoyed it. And if you haven't seen Master Universe, go watch it. I have like I'm 80% sure that whoever's watching this will enjoy it. With that being said, if you made it this far into the video, if you clicked on this video, and if you're watching us, we love you and we appreciate you and thank you so much. If you somehow listened to over an hour of us talk, again, we thank you. If you liked us and if you liked our vibe, you can subscribe. That'd be really nice. You don't have to, but that'd be nice. Or just give it a like. And if you've seen the movie and you disagree or agree with anything we said, or you want to add your own comments, put it in the comment section below. I read everything. It's usually empty, but that means I read everything in there. So with that being said, that's all we have for you today. Remember to eat your dinner, get your sleep, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye! Alex is the pretty one. Bye!
And that's the end of the podcast, guys. It's now over.